Making his way to the blue corner, please welcome Marty Kayes.
This is a guy I can't wait to see, Stevie. My old mate Marty.
For romance, a ringside. How old's Marty? Do you know?
So what was that, sorry?
How old is Marty?
Yeah, he's, should we say, the wrong side of 40. The interesting thing about Marty, the hooligan, is it? The interesting thing about Marty is I call him the granddaddy of boxing, the boxing granddaddy. He's actually a granddad now, so...
Sugar daddy.
Yeah. So back in February, he made his first pro bout as a granddad. So he's probably had 4 or 5 now as a granddad. It's something that he wears with honour. He's always putting pictures of his grandchild on social media, so I always try and get that in on commentary if I can. Really proud man, Marty. You're going to see entertainment from Marty, I can promise you that.
The red corner, please welcome James M. Payne.
He looked right through you, mate. I'm sorry to say it.
Yep, Marty's not your typical boxer. But yeah, so James Payne making his way to the ring then. Psychotic JMP, the alter ego. I have no idea how this is going to play out.
Just the name makes me shit my pants.
I've got a really good quote to talk about from Marty earlier.
Oh, he's giving you a smile,
what can I say?
Hey!
Wow, look at this. So James making his way to the ring, black and red dressing gown. Crowd chanting JMP.
Contest number 2 is a contest in the super middleweight division. 4 rounds, 3 minutes each round. Between and introducing in the blue corner, hailing from Ireland with a record of 40 fights, 8 wins, 3 KOs, 32 losses and no draws. Weighing in at 72.7 kilos, wearing black and white, please welcome Marty Kayes.
Here he is, Marty Kayes,
Nice
taking his adulation.
In the red corner, his opponent, hailing from Wolverhampton, making his professional debut.
It's nice to see the crowd give respect to Marty. Oh, look at the beard.
Wearing black and red.
Yeah, braided.
JM Payne. Your referee is Mr. Amy, and these fights have been screened by Power Pay-Per-View.
So in the past, James Payne has come to the ring wearing a mask. Speaking to Marty about it this morning, and Marty said, growing up in Belfast in the 80s, masks don't scare me.
It's that look in his eyes that'll be scaring me.
Marty's smiling already.
Psychotic.
So JMP's rushed into the centre. And Marty looking to do his usual survival. It's more attacking from Marty than I've ever seen. Marty's usually very safe, but he's come out attacking.
It's that body I'm worried
I
about.
think Marty wants a win here. Marty looking good. So Marty just putting a little bit of pressure on James there. James looked a little bit stunned, to be honest with you. Probably didn't expect this from the journeyman that is Marty Kayes.
Especially in the first round.
Yeah, I think Marty may flag here though.
He looks a bit like he's blowing a slide.
Yeah, I mean that is always the risk.
Bit of a character.
Yeah, 16 minutes is a long time.
It's an 8-rounder, yeah. Oh, sorry, freeze, yeah. Oh, no, yeah.
12. I'm making it up. 12 minutes. Maths failing me again. Right, so yeah, he's looking strong now, Marty. I probably think he's ahead in this round, to be honest with you, but the tiredness will probably set in at some point. I don't know.
You are wrong about Marty.
You will get that with Marty from time to time.
Oh, so the other one looks angry now. JMP didn't like that.
He's rattled him now.
He didn't like that.
That has upset him.
We like that.
That has upset JMP, but you know, this will be a good test for JMP now, a really good test for James. See how James deals with it. Right now, James is putting some good pressure on Marty now. James is looking good now.
Marty's levering into the body shots. What a first round. JMP's going to have to up it in the next round. He's got all his fans here. He's got Marty laughing at him.
Yeah. And that's what Marty does. He does entertain the crowd. He describes himself as the most entertaining boxer in his price range. But you know, James Payne trains out of Shoebox in Northampton with James Conway. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, he's from the white collar scene, and as we've also mentioned, he describes himself as psychotic. There's a switch that goes with him.
Marty's got his hands down.
And maybe that switch is gone now. So last 10 seconds then. Yeah, I think James just did enough in the latter stages of that round to take the round for me. How did you score it?
I don't know. I think Marty still landed. He had a lot of body shots at the start. I'd probably give it to Marty personally.
Yeah.
Potentially a draw. Very close.
I think my analysis of that round was James Payne was a little bit stunned at first, probably caught cold, didn't know what to expect. It's very unlike Marty to start like that. I did get the feeling that he sort of, James this is, he grew into the round, and I thought he was starting to score the points, starting to score the punches towards the latter end of the round. I thought, for me, he'd probably just nicked it. You thought Marty just nicked it, so yeah, all to play for.
I think JMP is going to be more switched on this round, definitely.
Know what to expect, and as much as it pained me to say Marty's played his card now, he's rushed out. The fitness, the fatigue is going to catch up now.
Maybe a little cut under Marty's eye, or top of his eye by the looks of it. Yeah, he's wearing eyeshadow.
The crowd really making some noise for JMP.
Very loud there now.
Marty's sticking his tongue out, and now explodes with a right hand of his own.
He obviously loves what he does, Marty, and it's nice to see. And he's giving him a challenge too.
Exactly.
It's always good.
The thing is with Marty, and this is, I believe, what separates him from most journeymen, is he isn't a plodder. He doesn't just go in there, survive. He does look to score, and right now he's looking to attack.
JMP in the corner. He's putting him back.
He's going for it again, Marty.
JMP does not look impressed. Hopefully this will make him on even more. Nice backhand.
I wonder if there's been a little bit of history in the build-up to this, because there seems to be a high level of animosity between the two.
Yeah, but no, JMP might have had a little bit of Czech Republic.
He did, yeah. So that's Marty got a really big win in the Czech Republic recently. If you go to BoxRec, you'll see that. He's really proud of that one. He beat a lad making his debut, and he absolutely bossed it, to be honest with you. The interesting thing about JMP, on the other hand, when asked in a recent interview why he went into pro boxing, he said it was for the pantomime.
Well, that he's got. He seems to, I wonder on the fitness of JMP, he seems to be blowing a little bit himself here, so
yeah. Have you noticed?
It'll be interesting to see how this progresses.
Yeah, have you noticed the cut appearing on Marty's right eye? So just on the right hand side of Marty's face, there's a cut starting to open up now. Bit of swelling.
He had eyeshadow on when he come back to the corner, but it was a cut.
It's a cut.
Oh, back of the head.
I think Marty's getting tired now. I think JMP, if he's put the miles on the road, could make hay in these last few rounds. But Marty is throwing some punches. I think a bobble just came off JMP's beard there. I've never ever seen that in the ring before.
As much as tired, you know, he's done over 80 fights. I'm sure he can manage another couple of rounds.
Absolutely.
Like this. JMP needs to put his foot on the gas.
JMP getting a lot of traction from the crowd, a lot of support.
I think it's JMP that's doing most damage with his more hurtful punches.
Absolutely, he's coming on quite strong now.
I don't think Marty's punches are really hurting him at all. I think if we're going for volume of punches, I think Marty might have nabbed it again, but JMP's certainly landing the more damage than shots.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for the amount of shots...
Face, look at Marty's face.
I did give Marty that round, so I've actually got it around a piece now. I think it would be fair to say JMP is landing the heavier punches. He really is landing the heavier punches, but I did think Marty was the busier of the two boxers in that round.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. He's definitely come to win. It's nice to see. It's nice to see. Halfway through the contest.
Yeah, so JMP, obviously another one that's come off the white collar scene. I think he takes his training quite seriously. He looks in reasonable shape as well. On the other hand, Marty's proudest accomplishment is that he hasn't trained in 10 years.
Well, as bad as that sounds, he's putting in a good night's work. So.
Yep. He says the gym is for cheaters, but JMP on the other hand, the massive advantage James has got is there's only a few guys in his gym, so he gets that real high-level one-to-one coaching, which is something, you know, that really only the top boxers can afford it. Yeah. Well,
he definitely loves it in there.
I hope his wife's not watching. Now that you've just announced that on...
How do you say sorry in chat?
Let's go.
JMP got pressure on his back right now, I think.
Yeah, I think JMP is starting to show some class now, but you know, equally the same for Marty, the same for JMP. He's also looking quite tired. I think the game plan has shocked him. He's come out of his comfort zone to meet Marty with some of these exchanges, and I think it will take out of you.
Yeah, I definitely think JMP needs to go for the body more. The headshots, Marty's just taking them. He's taking them. So I'll probably go to the body a bit more.
I think Marty got quite lucky with that exchange. There was a punch that just missed the face. If that had connected, I think he could have been in trouble there. To be honest, Marty, he can box quite tidy.
I think JMP's just fallen short a few times, just stepping a bit more. Fair play, they're both giving it a good go in there.
Yeah, so we just had a cheer from the crowd there for Marty. Bit of a mixture from the massive support that JMP's got here in Worksop.
I think they need to. I think JMP's crowd, that's it. They need to get behind him more.
Yeah, well, he's now stepping on. Strongman pose from Marty there.
He is one of a kind.
I think JMP just hit Marty with his best. And Marty looked at him and posed in a muscle pose.
Marty's digging in the body shots now. They've both made some good exchanges this round.
Look, this is pro boxing. This is a fantastic exchange. And some hard shots coming in from JMP now, though. He is loading up.
I think the contest is a lot closer than JMP would like for his debut. He needs to really step on it in the last round, but also be careful because Marty's also landing some big shots here.
So let's say you're Marty Kayes, a man who hasn't got too many victories to his name. That's a fair comment. He finds himself here potentially in the lead. What do you think he does now? Do you think he tries to play safe? Do you think he could step on a little bit more and try to finish him? What would you, from your experience in the programs, what would you do?
Personally, I think Marty's enjoying it too much now to stop. I think he's going to really go for it.
So Marty just made his way over to the commentary table there. He pointed at Stevie and said, "Way hotter than your last commentator."
Oh, is that what he said?
If you are watching, Lakey, I'm very sorry about that. But it turns out Marty's not a fan.
Oh, he's got a new fan from me.
I tell you, he's got an infectious personality, hasn't he?
As much as I love him, you want the home corner to win, of course you do. Look at all the support he's got here as his debut. I'm feeling for him here.
Sometimes as a commentator, it's really difficult to describe what you're watching. I'm just going to try and explain what's just happened there. So Marty has picked JMP up almost like a baby and tried to pass him to the referee and said, "Do you want to take him?"
What a guy. This is a very tough debut, gotta say.
I was watching a recent interview with JMP and he said one of the things he struggles with the most is like a change of plans when things happen unexpectedly. And I wonder how much that's actually happened today in the ring. So Marty's maybe caught him by surprise a little bit. Oh, JMP blows a kiss to the crowd and then steps up.
The thing is with boxing, things change constantly. You've got to be ready for things like that, haven't you? So unpredictable.
That was very odd. JMP almost went with a double clutch there.
The crowd really getting behind.
The crowd love JMP.
Left now. He needs to keep busy. He can throw the kitchen sink in there now, boy. Come on.
As I mentioned, sorry, Stevie, you were saying?
No, I was saying Marty's looking quite tired now, but
yeah.
So is JMP, to be fair. They're both giving it a...
Well, he's an old boy, is Marty. He's no spring chicken. Bit of a slap there, I think, from JMP. And yes, I was just about to say, as I mentioned in the first round, JMP said and again in a recent interview, he really enjoyed the pantomime of professional boxing. Well, he certainly had that today with Marty. It's been a soap drama at times.
Yeah, coming from white collar background, you get a lot of entertaining shows.
Yeah, he said that. This is what he said.
I think he's
I think he's putting some pressure on Marty now. Marty could do well to stay out of trouble.
Marty started moving his head in the last round. Tells me he could be feeling the punches now.
Yeah. I think Marty, I think he'll probably get through it now. That's the last 10 seconds. Yeah, so on my scorecard, I've actually scored that 2 rounds apiece. So I'm going draw. How did you see it, Stevie?
I'll just wait.
Yeah, we heard you the first time making that joke, Marty. We didn't laugh then.
I did. I laughed. I liked it.
This is the thing about Marty. He really is an entertainer.
What's his accent? He didn't sound Czech Republican. He sounds like Scottish.
It's from Belfast.
Oh, is that Scotland?
Yeah. No, Northern Ireland.
One of them. Sorry, I'm not very good with geography. I was expecting a foreign accent, and he come over speaking all Irish.
I can't understand what he's saying half the time.
Do you know what? Yeah, you don't like going against the home side, but I think a draw would be fair.
Yeah, I
don't think it would be fair to give it to. I don't know. I don't want to say.
Listen, and this is why we are commentators and not judges. You know?
Exactly that. That's why I'm a fighter, not a commentator or a judge.
I'll be honest, whoever wins this, there's not going to be much argument from me, whichever way it goes.
I think the crowd won't be happy though if Martin wins it.
Well, unfortunately, that's not a good enough reason to score it one way or the other.
I get punched in the head a lot, alright, shut me off.
So we'll go over to Rex for the decision then.
The referee would like to congratulate both boxers on an excellent, well-fought.
Yeah, well said.
Very entertaining bout. Love that. Enjoyed that lot.
This contest 40 to 37 in favour of your winner, JMP.
Big victory for JMP on the scorecards. Big victory.